Subwoofers unleash a lot of power that often moves more than just air. Floors in particular can transmit a great deal of energy and create sounds of their own. This causes coloration and vibration may travel through the floor to the neighbours. The Auva SW isolators are designed to drastically reduce this. When I reviewed a number of loudspeaker isolators, I came across the Auva speaker isolators, reviewed the Auva 70s, and they are still in my PMC loudspeakers in setup 1A, while a pair of Auva 50s is now below the speaker stands in setup 2 and 3. In setup 1 I now also use the Auva equipment isolators, with the Grim player and the Air acoustics amplifier. Their effect is less spectacular than the Auva loudspeaker isolators, they simply add refinement. And now Stack Audio introduces the Auva SW for subwoofers. Let's first look at where they are used. In general, the Auva SWs replace the feet that came with the subwoofer. If the feet are simply screwed in, you just unscrew them and screw in the Auva SWs. Stack Audio offers a free fitting solution for a wide range of thread sizes, adapter plates and other materials. For customers with high-pile carpets, spikes are available, although Stack Audio states that using them without spikes gives the best result. All loudspeaker isolators I have reviewed, except Stack Audio's Auvas, work according to the loaded spring principle. The spring may be a metal spring, a rubber-like material, or even a magnetic field. It must be chosen such that it damps vibration appropriately, depending on the weight placed on it. The Stack Audio Auvas work totally different. They use solid pucks with cavities filled with a material that converts vibrations into heat and disperses it. This way, the loudspeaker cabinet cannot move at all. According to Townsend, manufacturer of seismic podium isolators, even the smallest movement of the loudspeaker cabinet affects the sound quality. In a 100mm driver, a 5000 Hz signal at 40 dB SPL at 1 meter produces a cone movement of 0.01 microns, and 40 dB SPL is about just audible. Louder levels cause far greater cone excursions, and 40 dB SPL is about just audible. Louder levels cause far greater cone excursions. In particular, stereo image will suffer from small cabinet movements. Low frequencies have much longer wavelengths. A 5000 Hz wave has a wavelength of 68 mm, 0.068 meters, while a 50 Hz wave is 6.8 meters long. So it's clear that the cabinet movement has a far greater impact on phase at 5000 Hz than it does at 50 Hz. Since slight cabinet movements is not a major problem for low frequencies, Stack Audio combined the Auva technology with their custom silicon absorber CSA isolators. While the Auva technology absorbs the vibrations, the remaining vibrations are isolated by the CSA absorbers. These two elements are mounted in an aluminium housing that guides the CSA SW elements and stabilizes the subwoofer cabinet. The Auva SW was partly developed using finite element analysis to model its behavior under subwoofer level energy. Final voicing was done by ear. The preferred method for me is to replace the feet the subwoofer stands on by unscrewing them and screwing on the Auva SWs. For the Rail T5 I used for this review, this meant removing the rubber cover from the original feet to access the hex screws that held them in place. Stack Audio had included the M8 to M6 adapter threads needed to mount the Auva SWs. Since they are taller than the original feet, I did not have to worry about the bottom mounted subwoofer touching the floor. If you're unsure on how to mount them on your sub, just contact Stack Audio. They have several mounting options. The Rel T5 was connected to the Arcam A25 amplifier's loudspeaker terminals using the cable supplied with the Rel. The Acoustic Energy Radiance 1 loudspeakers were connected to the same loudspeaker terminals on the Arcam amplifier with Kimper 4PR loudspeaker cable. The Eversolo DMP A6 Master Edition with B-Technic LPS A6 linear power supply was the source. It was connected to the amp via Siltec London RCA cables and to the clean side of the Upton Audio Ether Regen switch powered by the Upton Audio UltraCaps 1.2 power supply over a Cat6 patch cable. From there, a fiber connection runs downstairs to the ODDO 1 gigabit Ethernet connection. The equipment was housed in a Target rack from the 1980s. The acoustics of the attic studio are rather good. Since I'm completely free to place the equipment and speakers. Having worked here for years while tweaking the system, I've achieved a well-balanced sound using Setup 2. The floor is concrete with carpet on top. The Auva SWs were used without spikes. Replacing the Rel standard feet with the Auva SWs made the bass noticeably tighter and more open. I did have to increase the bass level slightly for proper integration with the left and right speakers. As a result, the bass seemed to go even deeper and yet more open. Where the Auva EQ for equipment brings a subtle improvement when placed under, for instance, the DAC, the Auva loudspeaker isolators bring drastic improvement to bass while preserving the mids and highs or stereo image. The Auva SW's influence on the overall sound quality is far from subtle. If you like to play loud, your neighbours might appreciate the Auva SWs as well. Specify the brand and model or weight of your subwoofer when ordering. There are 6 versions covering subwoofers from 1 kilo to 56 kilos. The price in Europe is €373, including VAT. In the US, the price is $396, excluding VAT. Fulfillment takes place from either the EU or US, so all handling and customs are taken care of by Stack Audio. UK orders are shipped locally. There is a 60-day return policy. The cost of return shipment is covered by Stack Audio. I found this worth mentioning as it is a very professional approach for such a small UK company. On that bombshell, we come to the end of this video. A new one is coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe or follow me on Patreon, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram or TikTok. Patreon and YouTube Premium members get early access and no ads. A huge thank you to everyone who supports the channel financially. It's great to see the increasing number of small donations. Please don't be shy. I appreciate every single euro, pound, dollar or equivalent you donate. You keep me independent and motivated. It's easy to contribute using the QR code on the screen or the links in the description. I'm Hans Beekhuizen. Thank you for watching, and whatever you do, enjoy the music.